Hi, everyone from beautiful Mexico. I am here with the Expat interviews. I'm Caroline, and I'm excited to take you across the world to the motherland, and where we get to meet with a beautiful expat who is going to share her story with us on how she went from here to there, the Gambia. Ida is here with us. Thank you so much, Ida, for joining us. So, you are a fresh new expat to Africa, and share with us your journey. You left the United States, and where are you from originally in the US?
I'm from a small town called Owensboro, Kentucky.
Okay. And you had traveled before to Africa. This wasn't your first trip, right? Had you been there to visit
Correct.
prior to leaving?
Correct.
Okay. And I know earlier we had talked before, you had visited, what countries had you visited before you finally chose one that you liked?
I visited Ghana, Togo, Burkina Faso, and Mali.
Okay. So out of all of those countries, what was it like? What did you feel like uh, when you stepped foot? Was it a different feeling? I know some people say, "Oh, when I got off the plane, I just felt a different emotion." What was it like for you when you arrived?
I definitely felt a change in energy. Because for one, when I left the first time the States, it was in December. So it was really cold. So just that warmth of energy, and also I was raised in a more of a white town, so I've seen so many people of color. Um, that was beautiful to me. I have
Yeah,
never seen so many people of color.
in one place, right? That must have been
Yeah,
amazing. So,
yes,
so you're with your husband. Do you have children with you?
yes. I have three sons, and I'm also pregnant, so I will be having um, my unborn child here in the Gambia, which I'm excited about.
That's really exciting. Wow. So he will be a native, true native. Oh, so are you
Yes.
now the city that you live in? Is it a big city? Is it rural?
The area, it's city like. Um, some of the places, once you go into the town, they have more rural settings, but we are really close to the main highway. So our travel to the big city, Serekunda is the biggest city in the Gambia. So we are about 20 minutes outside of Serekunda. Um, but on the main highway, anything that we need, we have access to.
And your sons, how have they adjusted?
They are adjusting well. My mom actually just talked to my oldest son last night, and she's like, "Do you like Kentucky more, or do you like the Gambia?" And he said the Gambia. I definitely seen a change in my children since we have gotten here. It is an amazing change. I spoke to a sister of mine, and I'm like, I never thought children could be depressed, but I see that my sons are a lot more happier here.
Yeah, and I imagine they have a lot more freedom uh, to just
Absolutely.
to just be who they are and play. And I'm sure they probably made friends already.
Yeah.
What type of a neighborhood is it? I mean, is it mostly family? Is it rural? Well, not rural, but do you have uh, what do people do there? Are they business owners? What is the majority in your community?
Majority, I do see a lot of local business owners. Again, we are really close to the main highway. So from barbershops to a lot of restaurants, even in the Gambia, there is a lot of foods that you would eat back in the States. And there's a lot of local restaurants. A lot of people around here sell fruit and clothes, or they're tailors. Our neighborhood, um, there are a lot of apartments around us. So anywhere that I have went to, whether it's in the cities or the villages, children are everywhere. So you always will see children everywhere.
Yeah, and I think that's important also for kids. And speaking of children, what about schooling? How will they be educated while you're there?
Previously in the States, I homeschooled. We started off homeschooling, but I found a school. It's on a farm. They have classrooms set up, and they also teach agriculture to the children. They teach them how to make teas. They teach them how to make soaps and natural products from the earth around them. So that's what I like. They also teach them. They have a session where the instructors will play certain beats to the drum, so when the children hear these beats, they are aware of certain ceremonies that are being taken place. So it's good to have that tradition and learn the nature. In the States, they really wasn't getting, um, when I was younger, we would walk around and they would teach us, here's the maple trees, here's the oak trees. But when they started to go to school, they didn't do that anymore. So they're getting the agriculture, and they're teaching them farming. They teaching them how to um, make honey from the bees, and also they have education. So they have learning labs set up, a number lab and a literacy lab, a creative learning lab. um, so they did start actually this week. So this is their first week of school. No, they started last week. So last week was their first week of school. It was different for me because I homeschooled them for the past 2 years. um, but my children, no one's picking on them. Everybody is helping them learn the local language. They do speak English in the Gambia, but they also speak several of their traditional languages. So my children are coming home, learning new phrases, teaching us new phrases. And that was very important to me as well.
Sure, I can imagine. I know a lot of women, moms that travel with their kids, and you know, it's really a different dynamic when you have children from when you're by yourself. There's so many things to take into consideration. Their education, their well-being, and it seems like they're going to have an amazing experience there. Uh, just the preparation, mental, emotionally for you. I mean, was it a pretty much non issue as far as being prepared mentally, or did you have to go through some soul searching or some real planning? Was it a quick decision, or did you really have to sit down and plan it out?
Um, well, me and my family, we knew that we wanted to move to Africa. We did not know it was going to be so soon. Once COVID had came to the States, and the cities we were living in, we weren't able to, they were shutting the garden centers down where we weren't able to garden. And, there was a lot of laws and restrictions where we had to stay in the house. So, um, the first time that it happened, we started planning, in June, that it's time for us to start saving our money, and it's time to make a move somewhere else. just to be more freer. And, it was causing a lot of emotional stress upon, I feel like, everyone in the family. So it kind of, we always grasped towards the Senegalese culture. We love Senegalese food. So we knew that the Gambia was inside of Senegal, and we knew that they spoke English. The first time we traveled, language barrier was definitely hard. And, we had a translator, but sometimes you want to speak and, talk to people. It was very hard for me to connect to the locals around me because I was foreign to the language. So being here, most everybody knows English. So it's easier for even them to teach us or us to connect. So we knew that the Gambia was going to, be the location for us, for sure. And we just started planning. Always moving, even moving from city to city or state to state can cause, some emotional and mental stress, just saving money and, packing up. But, we knew what we wanted to do. So we just stayed focused, and we made checklists, and every week we was checking things off of our list, and even watching repats who came to the Gambia or who came to Africa. That really helped us in transitioning.
That's really good to know that you did set out to uh, uh, make like a plan A, plan B. Now, for those that might be considering going to Africa, I know there's so many different countries to choose from, but as far as work is concerned, do you work online? Can you hear me, Ida?
Yes, you're kind of breaking up. Can you hear me?
I hear you now. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Do you, as far as work is concerned, do you recommend that folks have online work before they arrive, or are there opportunities for work there?
I would recommend, if you can get online, because the American money goes a long way here. Um, it depends on how much you have saved. We don't have online jobs. We are coming to start a business as far as selling fresh juices and teas and coffees. So we kind of came with a business plan because that's some of the things that we did back home in the States. But I do know people who have brought their work here, um, just to keep that income going.
Sure. Uh, any words of advice for others that may be considering a move to Africa? What, from your background and your experience, what are some things that you would say to a woman or a family that is considering making a transition? What is your advice?
Never be afraid. Go with your heart. If there's a will, there's a way. Your spirit guides will open up the doors. Me and my family, we did not come with a lot of money, like less than $5,000. The money in these countries go a long way. So we literally can pay, our rent is less than $300 for a space, 4 bedroom, 3 bathroom on our own compound. Um, so, we're paying our rent up. So we know that our rent is stable. So don't stress, just do it. I'm coming over here pregnant and with all of my children. So, people think You're going to a foreign country. How does the healthcare system works? It all works the same. It's even cheaper. So you can have a private nurse come to your house for $15.
Wow.
You can pay for certain procedures. They have x-rays, they have ultrasounds. um, they still have the city is very still modernized, just like the state. So people are afraid, or have this persona that you're going into third world countries. The internet is not as fast, like the 5G that you may get in the States. But as far as everything else, don't be afraid. If you have that thought, like I said, my children, I see happiness and joy in my children. Um, the people who we have experienced are really helpful, as well. So just do it.
Thank you, Ida, for sharing your amazing story. It is amazing, and I wish you so much joy, blessings with your new baby who's going to be Gambian,
Thank
and
you.
and I know it's going to be a wonderful experience for you and for your children and your family. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All the best.
Yes, thank you for having me. I definitely appreciate you. And I hope my story motivates women abroad to move and follow their dreams. And, you know, I said to myself, if I can struggle in United States, then, we can struggle in the motherland. But it's not as hard as what you think. Sometimes we let our minds keep us captivated, but just go out and do it. Me and my family are here. We are so happy to be here. Cost of living is a fourth of what we are doing. You can find work if you need work. There's plenty of restaurants, or you can come here and easily start your own business with less restrictions. Um, Again, the healthcare system isn't like what you think. So get out there and follow your dreams, and go where your spirit tells you. Don't be held back by the government, and live your life to the fullest.
I love that. I love that. Go where your heart tells you to go. Thank you so much, Ida. Thank you. That was very inspirational for us. Thank you so much.